Morning, y'all. Talking today, something I've been asked about for so many years, and people just are asking so much, and I found this app, or someone told me about this app. It's called Shot Vision, and it's a launch monitor with the cameras, I guess, in your iPhone. It's accuracy for every golfer. It's super easy to get started. Every shot, every session, unrivaled insights. So it's a launch monitor for free, in effect, with a little bit of an in-app purchase, which we'll talk about. I bought this home as well. So this is a camera-based launch monitor, industry standard. This is an iPhone, Shot Vision, versus, let's see how accurate it is. This is going to be fun. So in the comments down below, what do you think it's going to do? Is it going to be good? Is it going to be bad? There's users using it. I've seen people using it. There's leaderboards and what have you. Do you reckon it's going to be any good? Is it something you'd be interested in? I mean, home simulators seems to be like the thing at the moment that everyone wants. In that comment section down below, let me know. So let's talk setup first. You're going to need something like this to really stabilize it, because it's using the cameras, I'm guessing. So it needs to be stable so it can catch. I guess it's going to try and use the high-speed camera, I presume 250 frames a second, and it's just literally going to take a video and watch the ball in that time and then extrapolate data. So the more stable it is, the better. I've got a little holder here for my iPhone. You can put it on a towel or things like that, they say. So I've got my quad set up, which we're going to compare it to. So setup of the app, it needs to be 4 foot there, saying this side of the ball, and then 1 to 2 foot this side, and you don't want to be blocking it with your leg when you stand there, they're saying. So it's this side of the ball, so it's obviously shooting this way as the ball shoots off. Then you can't actually see the screen on the app, but the app will talk to you, which hopefully my mic will pick up. Ready? Did you hear that? I said it then. Can't use a yellow ball, it wants you to use a white ball, so I've just swapped out for a white ball. Got a few wedges to kick us off. Should we see how we get on? So you heard it beep.
77.7 yards carry.
So it's calling out the carry for me. That one carried 67 yards. It said 77. It said the ball speed was 66, where the ball speed was 61. Club head speed was 59. The club head speed was 63. So a little all over the place possibly there. There you go, you hear it beep.
71.1 yards carry.
There you go, hopefully you heard that through my mic. 71.1 carry, where the carry was 62. Just like a good 10 yards out, isn't it, on these ones? Club head speed there was 58, I think. No, sorry, ball speed was 58. It said ball speed was 63. It said club head speed was 56, where club head speed was 65. Little all over, isn't it? Hello. Hello. No, didn't get that one. Quad did get that one. That one went 58 yards. And this is what I find, it tends to go in and out of capturing. It hasn't captured that either. Quad has, obviously. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to stop the session, start a new one, which often seems to make it then start capturing again. Press comments down below if I'm doing something wrong, let me know. There you go, ready.
72.4 yards carry.
72.4 carry. Carry was 62. Ball speed was 58. I said the ball speed was 80 on that one. Should we go up? Should we see what an 8 iron does? Let's see what an 8 iron does, shall we? So I'm going to come out in a session, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to start again. I'm going to pick an 8 iron. It's asking me to recalibrate, which it's already in the same spot, so I just had to kind of hit go. We were calibrating to about here. It says it's ready. Oh, I'm not ready. Oh, winter cold. So I'm hitting an 8 iron now.
180.8 yards carry.
How far? 180 yards carry. It's 146 yards carry. Wowzers. That is loopy. 6,100 spin. It's saying spin rate was 4.1. It said the ball speed was 116, where the ball speed was 106. We seem to get 10 out sometimes with like ball speeds or distance, don't we? And this is where I do worry about apps like these. Actually, a little bit more dangerous than not. And the trouble is with the Golf Tech, certainly when it comes to launch monitors, it's when something's moving as fast as it is. I mean, believe me, someone who's been using cameras for years trying to capture the story as good as I can, certainly down at impact. You know, I was one of the first to get a high-speed camera and one of the first to get a launch monitor that I know of, certainly locally. And it just costs money if you do want to get it accurate, or as accurate as you can, because we're still not like accurate. If you go to universities and use other systems, I've been to Ping HQ on their Enzo system and what have you, which is like 40, 50, 80k kind of stuff. That's when you start getting research accurate. So I guess, like, how accurate do you want to be? I mean, that is 180 yard 8 iron. Yes, please, but it isn't. So it's 151.
181.0 yards carry.
Yeah, so it's just getting that way wrong. I was 151. It's saying 180. It said the club head speed was 91. And the club head speed was 86. Now, just to give you an idea, if we don't have the dots on the face, now if you watch people, I've seen this on videos and it worries me. If you don't have the dots on the face, quad wouldn't be getting club data, but it would present a club number. The club number is presented around the ideas of the ball speed. So it's guessing. So if you rip one compared to if you fin one, you could have exactly the same swing speed, but it will jump out different numbers of club head speed. This isn't seeing the club at 240 frames a second. It's barely seeing many ball frames, I presume, which is why it's struggling to know what it's doing. So if you go to a fit and they haven't got dots on the club, you know, I've seen it in videos and it properly scares me when people are quoting club head speed numbers with no dots, because I just think, wow, they totally don't understand the machine they're using. I've seen that for years on the tube, YouTube, turning into joke golf tube, isn't it? A little bit duffy that one, 143. Oh, we've gone into not capturing mode and I don't know why it does this, so I'm going to pause it. Because as well with these cheaper systems, what I noticed when I used to test loads of these, I've tested home simulator stuff.
Ready.
He's ready. Is that it was okay-ish on a decent struck, well lit, decent environment. You start putting on some funky strikes, you start putting an amateur in here who starts hitting all on the face, those kind of ideas, you just can't work it out. But I mean, even the quad, when I have students who do some funky stuff, you have to delete some shots that are blatantly not captured correctly. So if someone whacks the ground way early, it can give you like 12 up club pass, which it isn't 12 up club pass, it's just the ball's moved and it's captured as that club's bounced off the ground a little bit, so it thinks it's maybe on the way up, or it's just got confused. You know, when I teach Fanula and she hasn't played for a bit, my oldest, she hits some funky ones and we just have to, you know, if she doesn't hit one with a 40-degree open face, it's just a misread because she's hit a dot or something like that. Right, 151.
182.0 yards carry.
It's just not right, is it? It's just not right. So we're now going to try the driver. If it's struggling to pick up wedges and eights, I can't imagine it's going to get the driver, unless it does. It says it's ready. I'm not sure I am. Oh, that's a stiff one.
283.1 yards carry.
283, it's not 283. 260, 153, I am not warmed up ball speed. 19 spin rate was 2.3, launch angle was 10.5, launch angle was 12. I guess you'd struggle to get that way off though, wouldn't you? 283. I mean, I can see why people, ball speed 171. I've done it. 171 ball speed. Oh, no wonder. I reckon some people are going to like this. So yeah, I feel like it's what I would expect for something that basically goes to about £40 a year. I mean, it's using an iPhone camera, and I think where people get really tripped up with this kind of tech is that people think their iPhones are really smart. Now, iPhones are smart. It was an amazing piece of technology, but they're a very basic computer with a very basic camera. The camera is not, it's got a tiny sensor. Like, it's good for what it is in a phone, but it's not good compared to, you know, I mean, even the cameras I'm shooting with here, if you just compare the video image of what comes out of these cameras compared to this, people think this is great. It's not. It's just great. You know, it's great for how in your pocket it is, but I think people just get a little bit app store lost of actually what you can get out of something that's got such a basic camera in it. Oh, that is not quick. So it's 110 and it's not got it. We've done the I don't capture shots one, so we're going to start that again to give it more go than one capture.
Ready.
Right, we're ready. Not sure why I get it going to sleep like that. Oh, goodbye. 110 club, miss it. Didn't get it. Glad it didn't get it. Only carried 246. Right, come on. I want you to work. Like, launch monitors at home for people where I think there's an issue with them, which we'll talk about. Could be fun, certainly working with a coach as well. It's not red. I mean, it's one shot that's captured, isn't it? There we go, got one.
288.7 yards carried.
288. It's not 288. That carried 261. Club head speed was 111, miss it, high heel. It reckons my club head speed's 117. I mean, you would think the club head speed was 117 if you think the ball speed was 169. Do you see what I mean? The maths there is kind of right. It's just not what's actually happening. It's a guess of what's happening. I'll be honest with you, I reckon I could do a better job than it with my eyes. You know, I reckon I could tell you what I get out of it and what students would get out of it just by watching shots. And again, quad's getting everything. No. No, no, no. So when I come inside and look at the app, like, the app is clever. It gives me the dots of the shots. It's giving me dynamic loft 14.9, while actually my dynamic loft was near 17 to 20 on those shots. Angle of attack was 1.4 up. My angle of attack's near a 4 up. I mean, this is what I get. This is what I really hate with these kind of things. Why is it delivering things it's just totally not measuring? That's just trying to guess. And think, use your mind of how that's trying to guess that. It's guessing it from the launch. Well, if I had it at the bottom of the club, it's going to say the dynamic loft was lower. Well, it wasn't. The dynamic loft can be the same. You've got roll and bulge on that club. You've got turning as you hit it. And my attack angle as well. It's going to work attack angle guess. I mean, it cannot get attack angle. It's not even seeing that, hardly at all. I mean, at 240 frames a second, which again is only a guess of how it's working. Giving me a spin loft of 13. Well, spin loft is an equation between those two, so that's correct if those two are correct. It's plotting it on a nice graph of how my session went. Like, the way it's presenting the data is really good. It's average carry of 289, obviously. Like, that was me not warmed up. They weren't carrying more than 260. And then I can go to the different clubs. So my LM, which should have been my A, I obviously, oh yeah, it is launch one. Sorry, LM is the launch one. A date. I've hit the shots. It's telling me the shots. The A-tine, I averaged carry 181. Well, I didn't. Dynamic loft 23. On dynamic loft, I present with that A-tine 29 to 28 at the very least. It's normally around 30. Angle of attack 2 down. Well, it wasn't. They're normally 4 to 6 down. And again, it plots out. So it presents really well. It presents data in a manner that if you're not used to looking at this data, I think it'll give you enough to think like it's doing really good, like it's fun and well presented. Dynamic loft with my 52 degree I was hitting, I think. No, 56. It was a 56 degree I was hitting. It was 32. Angle of attack was 3 down, was it? I mean, I was hitting many different shots with that. It presents really quite smart. It's just the data's not right, is it? Like the data, it just isn't right at all. There are games and things to play on here, so you can do target practice, gap, combine test, randomizer, different targets. So I can really see why this might be fun to do. And the free option that you don't get those bits on the free option. You have to pay for those. You only get the launch monitor for the free option, which is you don't get all the games. I get it. Like there are skill challenges with leaderboards here, look. So people are using them. You know, I spotted on here some of my Twitter followers. It was quite funny. I saw a picture and I thought, oh, that guy follows me on Twitter. So people are playing and using it. And that's fun. If it's getting you practicing more, getting you playing more, I think that's only a really good positive thing. To rely on this as data for anything apart from fun, for me, like with all the iPhone-y stuff. I mean, the ping putting app was very good. I mean, post in the comments if you know of any really great golf apps that do this kind of measuring. I don't see the point. It's like miles off. It's just not accurate. I want these reviews to be a bit more positive because it would be great if that worked for people. But I'm afraid I can only test it as good as I can. And if I'm doing anything wrong with the test, let me know in the comments down below. If the makers want to contact me and say, look, you didn't set it up right, can you test again? I'll do it. Like, if I was doing that wrong, let me know and I'll retest. In the comments down below as well, do you want me to test other launch monitors? Like, it gets asked so much about, can you test this home one and this one? Obviously, I've got something that's relatively industry standard for testing it against. Like, let me know and I'll see if I can get hold of it and test it for you. Because I do think the home simulator and people trying to collect data is just really flying at the minute, with obviously YouTube videos pushing data a lot, and then I think obviously with the PGA Tour and European Tour now starting to really push data at people with what Bryson's done and what have you. So I think more people are trying to work out where they stand in the great scheme of all the data-driven ideas. Let me know and I will do it because it's an interesting one. I do think at the moment, unless you're spending a certain amount of money, whatever that is, I don't know, I just think they'll do more harm than good, to be fair, apart from being fun little things to play with. Let me know what you think down there in the comments below.